So we've been talking about how the Jacksonville mayoral campaign is just now taking shape, with Democratic candidate Donna Deegan and Republican Daniel Davis set to go head-to-head in the May general election. Neither candidate got the required 50% of the votes to avoid the runoff, so to May we go. Thursday, Donna was here, and this morning, Daniel Davis is joining us. Couldn't be with us the other day, but promised we would get him on, and here he is this morning. Good to have you here.
Good morning to you.
So after the first election, as they called it, you classified the upcoming race as one between conservative and liberal. And our political analyst, Rick Mullaney, said, well, that may play on the national stage, but locally, he's not so sure. So if you were to characterize the differences between the two of you another way, how would you do so?
Well, it's a clear distinction between the two candidates. And I think over my 26 years of experience, not only on the Jacksonville City Council, but holding every leadership position on City Council and in the Florida legislature and now in the private sector as the CEO of the JAX Chamber, there's really no comparison with the amount of experience I have to hit the ground running day one. And this is a situation where you can't have a new CEO of the city have to learn on the job. And I think that's probably another really big distinction that we'll be able to show throughout this campaign.
Also, during the first election, it got pretty derisive and pretty nasty between you and Leanna Cumber. This go round will, for lack of a better term, do you expect it to be a little more civil?
Yeah, I think that we're going to be able to talk policy, and I think that we're going to be able to define who the two candidates are. And I don't think there's an issue with making sure we talk about the records that we both have. And I look forward to that opportunity as we head over the next 50 days.
You know, you've been here a long time.
Right.
And you know, a lot of times Jacksonville gets in its own way when it comes to working toward the future. What do you see as the biggest challenges for the city?
Yeah, I think a unified city hall is a very important issue to make sure that we're all pulling the rope in the same direction. And I think when you have a unified city hall, that bleeds over into the community, and we'll have a unified community. And I think that if we prioritize our spending the right way and we make sure that the taxpayers get their money back out on the street with more police officers and better infrastructure and more opportunity for folks to get a great job, I think you're really going to see an opportunity for Jacksonville to continue on the great trajectory it's on now.
You know, another big challenge has always been with the mayor and city council working together. City council's, you know, going to take shape. There are a number of seats that are also up for grabs because there are seats that went to a runoff. What kind of relationship do you hope to forge with city council moving forward?
It's so important. It is so important to be able to create great relationships with city council members. As a former city councilman, a former city council president, and chair of the finance committee twice, I understand how important it is to have a great relationship with the mayor. And that doesn't mean you always agree, because there's an important checks and balance there between our legislative branch and our executive branch. But that means that when we do disagree, let's find a solution and move forward. Let's not fight in the public. Let's make sure that we find solutions and move forward. Let's cast visions, and then let's make the vision better and bring everybody along with us. I think that's the attitude I'll bring to City Hall.
If you were to win a 4-year term, or maybe 2 terms, and to look back, what would you like your legacy to be? How would you like to see Jacksonville change?
Yeah, I think that opportunity to help fight crime, honestly, to keep our streets safer is the #1 priority. And I think that there's an immediate issue there, and that's more officers on the street. But the long-term goal there is to make sure that every child in every neighborhood has the same opportunities that I had to succeed. I grew up on the west side of Jacksonville, and we didn't have much. I worked hard and worked my way up and to be the CEO of the JAX Chamber, which is really the leader of the business community. And my goal would be, at the end of the day, that every child in every neighborhood would have the same opportunities that I have.
Talk about putting more cops on the street. We had a police officer who was shot the other day. You also have to create a different mindset in this community when it comes to fighting crime and creating a relationship with police. Sheriff Waters was seemingly frustrated because you've had 3 JSO cops who have been shot this year alone. How do you mend that fence between police and the community?
Well, listen, there are really fine people in our community that are prisoners in their own homes because there are bullies running their neighborhoods. And we need to get those bullies off the street. And I would tell you, when I was on city council, I led the charge to add 100 new officers in the Jacksonville journey. But we also brought the community into City Hall, and we took City Hall out into the community to create these conversations on a regular basis about what's happening in the trenches. And enforcement's #1. We have to have boots on the ground, but that's not the only thing. We need to make sure that the kids' after-school programming is right and that they are reading at grade level by 3rd grade, and that will help prevent future children from going into the criminal justice system. And I have the vision to be able to do that. I have the experience. I've led it already. We're going to re-implement that at City Hall, and I look forward to that opportunity.
So it's about education, it's about opportunity and things like that.
It absolutely is. The ultimate crime fighter is a great job in a world-class education. And we're going to provide that. We're going to prepare the workforce for all the jobs that we bring here. And that's the ultimate way that we fight crime.
Daniel Davis, thanks for being here.
All right, great to see you.
All right, good to see you. And once again, we did have Donna Deegan here on Thursday of last week, so you can watch both of these interviews if you want to catch them again, so that you are an educated voter going to the polls in May, because that's really what it's all about. Thanks.